then, hello everyone and welcome to another week. So back on the Jag on the XJS Hypersport again. I haven't shown much of the videos from the car next door. I think you guys are probably sick to death of seeing me sanding the thing all the time. But we are in its final stages of prep work now, so just one more sand with a 400 on a block and then refine it, and the car itself will be ready for paint. So we're just working on the panels now instead. All of this interior panel here has I have checked as well with the owners. It's got a big rubberized sheet covering it basically, I think from this edge here all the way over there. So it was a real mess. It was just gunked on, stuck on a lot of old adhesive, and it just wouldn't come off. Normally thinners and everything will get rid of things like that, but nothing was touching it. So it's still there ever so slightly, but it's all covered, and we've just given it a layer of epoxy now to protect it further. And then it's going into the same as the engine bay, 2K direct gloss. Again, just as a tidy up and protect sort of deal, rather than doing nothing at all, basically. Put some seam sealer on this one in a second, and then, like I said, it's 2K direct gloss for the two of them. That's the interior panels all done then. Flip them over then tomorrow, start on the bodywork on the outside of those, and see how we go, really. But yeah, aim is to get the car painted and the panels by the end of the week. Alright then guys, you know what time this is, so we're just blowing down the Jag for the final time. All the repair work's done, all the sanding work's done, blocked down, refined, scuffed up the edges, etc. Get all the dust off now. It's going into the booth. It'll be in paint tomorrow hopefully, so we'll get it masked up next after a quick break, I'll be honest. Yeah, a little bit more sealing work to do and things like that, seam sealer, get it masked up, and then yeah, hopefully, like I said, paint tomorrow. Okay then, all masked up, ready to go. We've just done a bit of seam sealing work on these edges. That's how it was before when it first came to me, so we've replicated that again. Skirted the whole car as well to try and get it as clean as possible. It's a bit of a mess in there with the tape and everything, but it's really difficult to do this neatly. It does the job anyway, so that should be fine. Next up then is going to be epoxy on the bare metal areas. There's a few breakthrough areas. We'll get that sorted next. And then I am going to stone guard all of these arches because it's fiberglass. And quite frankly, I think it's going to be the best way of doing things for actually driving the car, as it were. Only a light coat of stone guard, but we'll do all 4 arches. So yeah, epoxy, stone guard, and then the whole car will be on onto wet and wet stages, base and clear. Okay, that's the stone guard section done then. Epoxy and stone guard, like we said. That's going to sit now for an hour, unfortunately, just before we can go on to the next stages. But then next stage after this then is basically wet on wet over the whole thing. So this whole entire, we'll give it a quick scuff down just on the hard edge line there. But yeah, then the whole car gets put into wet on wet, and then it's straight into our colour, straight into our clear coat then. Flash off times obviously in between, but yeah, I'll show the whole paint process on this one, I think, of the actual base going on anyway. see how we go. this one cleared. I've got to be honest, this car has fought me all day long. It's just been one of those jobs. I think pretty much every single stage that we've got to today has had some sort of thing which has gone slightly wrong along the way. But never mind, we get jobs like that sometimes. To be fair, I probably should have just thrown the towel in and started again fresh tomorrow with this one, really. But there's a certain stage where you go past and you can't do that, unfortunately. Once you've started, you have to continue. So there we are. Anyway, it's come out nice now. Finally got there. It's just on its last flash off time now, so it's got 20 minutes. Literally just painted it a few seconds ago. 20-minute flash now, and then it's going to have a half-hour bake. It's very nibby. I say very, it's not very nibby, but it is nibby. But it's a black, so that's always going to be the case, especially on that lower section down there. We'll have to sort that out. Nothing major, nothing that we can't sort out. It's just, you know, we go to so much trouble to try and get things as clean as we possibly can. And there's always nibs and various bits and pieces. It's a little bit frustrating, but it's part of the job. But yeah, this is a gun finish as it stands at the moment, so we will obviously flat it all back, polish it down, get rid of the nibs. I think I'm being a bit hard on myself, to be fair. It's just, like I said, it's been one of those days, but looking at it now, it has actually come out quite nice. So yeah, just the other panels and bits and pieces to do. I think we're 100 hours into this one so far, not including today's hours. So it's been a bit of a project, but it's nice to see it finally at this stage now. Yeah, get polishing over the next few days. Right, so that's the Jag pretty much all sanded down. You can see we've pretty much gone to the extent of doing the entire car. It's just to get rid of the nibs and bits and pieces and refine it as best as we can. It's a really flat paint job anyway, as you saw in the previous videos. The 505 always lays down really nice. So it's not about that so much, it's just more getting rid of the nibs and bits and pieces, especially on a black like this. So this is 2000 refined with a 3000 disc, and that's where we're going to leave it on this one. So we go straight into our polishing section now. Yeah, don't need to refine it any more than that for the polishing that we use. Blacks are notoriously difficult to polish, and the clear coat that we're using as well is notoriously difficult to polish, especially if we leave it another couple of days, which I'm not planning on doing. That's why I've come back in today to sort this out as quick as we possibly can. But yeah, see how we go. Should come up nice. Right, that's where I'm going to leave it for now. First heavy cut is done on this one, and that is the most important one. We needed to get that done before the time window expires on us, and then it becomes extremely difficult to do. So there are still swirls, if you can pick it up, yep, lots of swirls, holograms, that sort of thing, which is completely expected. That's how it's meant to be at this stage after the heavy cut, really, because like I said, we went in there super heavy. Because it is a very hard clear coat. This one, it's not the easiest to polish at all, so we go in really heavy to start with and then basically just refine it down. So heavy cut done, like I said, on most of the car. Still got the rear bumper to do. Most of the car is done, and then we'll just go in with refining stages as we go, essentially. But yeah, all in all, it's coming out really nice, this one now, as I said, so happy with this. Yeah, it'll be a nice job at the end of the day. So, on the final stages, really. Yeah. Alright then guys, as always, have a good weekend, and I will catch you next week.